Okay, so this is the challenge. We've got all of this makeup stuff here, everything here, and we have future plans of a remodel for this whole bathroom. But until we can do that, we need something that can help control all of her stuff. So the plan is to use the dead space in this wall here to create some shelving that she can use to set all of these different bottles on. Here we go. Okay, so here I am just cutting a preliminary hole so that I can look in, see what I've got to deal with. I'm measuring over to the studs in the plate to make my marks, and then I'm using my level to mark the locations of where the studs are. Now I am scoring the old caulk on the side splash and then just using a flat bar to pry in there and remove the side splash. I'm using a multi-tool to cut flush with the countertop and cut along the lines and then take a look and see what I got inside the wall. Here I'm just using a scrap piece of 3/4 inch MDF that I had lying around, and because I couldn't find my square, I'm using a scrap piece of plywood that I know is square to make my lines with. I also put a piece of 2x4 underneath the wood as I'm cutting, just so my blade doesn't hit the concrete. Just be careful with that. So I take it in, do a test fit, make sure everything fits, and now cutting 3/4 inch MDF into 3¼ inch strips for my inside trim pieces. With the back panel on the ground, I'm just cutting and measuring as I go and making sure everything fits before I nail it. You can see that I cut some pieces on an angle, decided not to do that on that inside corner, and ran a piece straight across instead to make one solid shelf going all the way across. Using wood glue and a finish nailer and just putting it all together, using the back piece as a general guide, making sure things are lined up. And then I'm going to flip it over here and put glue all along the edges of it and drop down the back piece on and nail it all in. Now I've ripped 1½ inch strips for the outer edge trim. This will cover the gap between the MDF and the cut on the drywall. It'll trim it out, make it look nice. It'll also help everything look even and flush. Don't forget to add whatever the width of your trim is when two pieces come together. You don't want to just be measuring inside to inside or outside to outside and don't account for the extra material. Some people might give me a hard time for using MDF in a bathroom in a wet area because MDF will expand when it gets wet, but I've got a gap between the trim piece and the countertop, so shouldn't have any issues with water. Plus, it's going to get caulked. Time to bring it in and install it, so put it in the hole, flush it all up, make it tight, and nail it off. Alright, now for some caulking. A couple of quick tips. Don't cut your tip on too much of an angle, and don't cut the hole too big, and pull your gun rather than push it. And when you smooth it out, keep your finger nice and flat That way it doesn't bunch up the caulk and spread out around the edges. All right, now for some paint. Now if I was doing this for a customer, I would probably break out the paint sprayer and make a nice uniform even coat of paint on this and spray it before installing it, and then go back and patch the nail holes as needed. But since this is a temporary thing for my own bathroom, I just decided to use the brush and brush it in with 2 coats of paint. That's it. Stay tuned for more how-tos and quick tip videos. Thanks for watching.